Hey guys, and welcome back into the channel. We're going to be reviewing tonight's Raw, August 1st, 2016. Tonight's Raw came to us from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm a little bit tired tonight, guys, so I'm going to get right into the video. The show starts out with Sasha Banks, the new women's champion. She comes out, and immediately the chants from last week begin to rain, or go through the arena. The fans start chanting, "You deserve it." The same thing they chanted last week, and I was thinking when this was going on, last week I said that I got some goosebumps, and I did when the crowd was chanting "You deserve it" to her, because I really truly felt like she did deserve it, and I thought like she had earned that moment. And tonight they're chanting it, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but for some reason it felt forced, it felt overused, and this is something I've noticed, and I think not just recently, but I'm sure, and I'm not sure it's not just me. A lot of people have probably noticed it, that chants in WWE are becoming, god damn, there's a bug, becoming so repetitive. I mean, every week, anytime there's a good match, you hear, what do they say, "This is awesome," like, pretty good matches, you hear that, and "You deserve it." You hear this chant all the time, and I feel like the fact that these chants are done over and over and over and over and over, it takes away from moments like this. That's just my opinion, but I wasn't a fan of them chanting "You deserve it" because they did last week. Let's move on. She's quickly interrupted by Charlotte. Charlotte comes out. They go back and forth for a minute. She says that she doesn't need Dana Brooke. She doesn't need her father. That she's going to beat Sasha Banks at SummerSlam all by herself. I thought it was a good little moment there by Charlotte. She's actually pretty good on the mic, in my opinion. But then quickly Jericho comes out, and he comes out and he's obviously defending Charlotte, the heel. They have the heel connection there. He throws a couple insults her way, and he says she's not the boss, she's just a brat. Kind of sounded lame, if you ask me. So just some insults back and forth. I'm not going to go through everything in this video. It'll be 35-40 minutes long. But then after a minute of that, then Enzo Amore comes out. And if you didn't see my review of Raw last week, I'm a huge Enzo Amore fan. This guy's, just his mannerisms, the way he freaks out in the ring, it's always hilarious. I like his the certain things he says, his catchphrases. I really like him. I think he's got a ton of charisma, and the current product right now is completely and totally lacking on charisma. So he brings that, which is something I find refreshing. But like I said, now Enzo comes out. Him and Chris Jericho share some insults. A lot of insults during this segment. I don't know about other people, but personally, I enjoyed the little bit with Sasha and Enzo. Their little, flirt mance where they kept asking each other, "How you doing? How you doing?" I actually liked that. I liked them being paired together. I honestly, down the road, wouldn't mind seeing them be, like a relationship. Them two be in a relationship on WWE television and have them, be a team. I would, honestly, just from what I saw tonight, I think it'd be pretty awesome. I really like both of them. And then Mick Foley comes out. He says that they're going to have a mixed tag match. Chris Jericho and Charlotte against Sasha Banks and Enzo Amore. And so the match gets underway. I don't know. It was an okay match, I guess. It was a typical WWE mixed tag team match. You can't honestly expect too much, because you're not going to get that much. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction throughout the match between Sasha and Charlotte. It was more Enzo and Jericho. Something I can tell you right now, though, I did not like about the match was the one point when Enzo was getting some moves in on him, some offense in on him. And Chris Jericho walks over on his knees to the side and hugs Charlotte because he's scared of Enzo and wants out of the ring. Are you serious? I was a huge Chris Jericho fan back in the day, and I know at this point he's a veteran, he's past his prime, he's trying to help put younger talent over. But so that's fine. If he's going to lose a lot of matches, that's fine. But does he have to look like such a little sorry, a little bitch. I'm trying not to cuss that much. But, I mean, that's what he looked like. He looked horrible. He looked like an idiot. Oh, I did not like that. Like I said, I know Jericho's not the guy anymore. But please, can we not make him look that stupid? That was pathetic. But then the strange thing was Charlotte pinned Sasha. You know, I said they didn't have a lot of interaction with each other during the match, and they really didn't. But when at the end of the match, when it ended, they were the two in the ring. Charlotte pinned Sasha. Dana came out, like, they were trying to make it seem like she distracted Sasha, but it didn't really strike me as much of a distraction. So, Charlotte pinned Sasha. I wasn't a fan of that. You know, I know they're trying to make, you know, Charlotte look like a valuable threat to Sasha, but the fact of the matter is, Charlotte just held the title for a long-ass time. We know she's a threat to Sasha. Sasha just won the title last week, and now she's getting pinned already. I didn't like it. Maybe some people didn't, you know, maybe some people think I'm overreacting. I did not like it. I think we didn't need to make Charlotte look, you know, we didn't need to make Charlotte pin Sasha to make Charlotte look like a threat. She is a threat. We know she's a threat. We don't need to make Sasha look bad to do so. That's just my opinion. All in all, though, like I said, it was a mixed tag team match. Can't expect too much. It was an match, if you ask me. But after the match, Chris Jericho attacks Enzo, and then hits him with a code breaker, and then Big Cass comes out, and Jericho runs off. Now there, I was okay with Jericho running off. That is typical heel stuff. That I was fine with. But during the match, crawling on his knees over and hugging Charlotte's waist so she'd go in the ring. And plus, Cass is a big guy, so being afraid of him is not as bad as being afraid of Enzo. Enzo, although I like him, is not a, you know, no monstrous guy. Jericho's bigger than Enzo. All in all, it was a pretty long segment. A lot of insults. But all in all, not a good match. But I did like Sasha and Enzo, so it was passable if you ask me. Also, Owens was on commentary. I forgot to mention that. He provided some funny moments on commentary. There were a lot of insults in the direction of the announcers, which is to be expected. They do that a lot in WWE TV, but man, there was a lot of insults in this segment. But then after this, we have Evan Anderhold. Yes, guys, Evan Anderhold. If you missed Raw tonight, you missed something magical. Evan Anderhold, man, his debut. You missed it. You don't know who he is? Well, yeah, you didn't miss anything. I don't know who he is either. This guy he sounded like an idiot. The 2 seconds he talked. But I told you guys last week they're going to start this, you know, the same thing they did with Ryback back in the day. Now they're doing it with Braun. Probably last, God, I hope not, but it'll probably last all the way through SummerSlam. Week after week after week, he's going to have these matches versus these 150, 160-pound guys off the street. And the whole time the match is going on, we're going to have to hear about how great Braun Strowman is. And I just, oh my God, it sucked. I hate this stuff. It didn't work with Ryback. Why would it work with Braun Strowman? I almost feel like they do this stuff. To me, it feels like it's like they have nothing better to do with him. And it's almost like they're delaying the inevitable. This guy's not a good wrestler. He can't talk. And we're all going to figure it out sooner or later. So by hiding him in these 2-second matches where you can try to build him up as this monster guy, it's not going to work. As soon as you stop doing these matches, he's going to have matches versus regular guys, and he's going to be boring, and no one's going to care. Same thing that happened with Ryback is going to happen here. But, so I didn't like this, but it was predictable. We knew it was coming. Then after that, we have Mick Foley, Stephanie, and Mark Henry backstage. Henry basically saying that he needs one more run, that he deserves it, and they just decide to give him his chance. They decide to say that he's going to have a U.S. title match tonight against Rusev. Honestly, when they had started the segment, I thought they were going to go in the direction of Henry and Strowman potentially having a feud, which I guess, you know, I wouldn't have been all for it, but I would rather have seen that than this stupid Braun Strowman versus Jobber guys. But that's not what we got. Like I said, we get a U.S. title match later tonight. After that, we have the Shining Stars taking on Golden Truth. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm not a person that wants to come here on YouTube and just bash Raw. If this is your first video and you're like, oh, guys, you know, this is a typical YouTube, guy about wrestling that's just going to sit here and bash the WWE nonstop. I'm not like that. If you watched my review of Raw last week, I give it an 8 out of 10. I liked Raw last week. So there's a lot of things about the show I did not like, and I don't want people to be like, okay, this guy is never going to say anything positive. I will say stuff positive, but there wasn't a whole lot to say. That was, there was not a whole lot tonight that I could say was good. This segment was dumb. It was stupid. I mean, maybe a 5 or 6-year-old would have found it funny, but I didn't. The whole match, True standing on the side, playing Pokemon Go, and he's not even concentrated on the match. The match ends when Goldust is getting beat down and wants to try to tag Truth in. He tries to jump towards Truth to tag him in, and Truth jumps off the side because he's going to go get some Pokemon. And then Goldust gets pinned from behind, and the Shining Stars win, and the segment ends with Goldust looking at Truth really confused, like, what are you doing? Truth can be funny, but I don't find this funny. And I think that Goldust and Truth are both pretty good wrestlers, so, if they want to make them a funny team, that's fine, but they can have a match. Like, why can't they be funny but still be not retarded, And I really liked R-Truth back in 2011. I thought he was great, but this is what we get now. After that, we have Balor and Rollins. Their segment. Rollins talks about all these things he's accomplished that Balor has also accomplished, but he accomplished it after him. He says that Finn Balor is just a cheap rip-off version of him. I thought, I was excited to hear Balor on the mic too, and the accent throws me off a little bit. I don't want to sound like a jerk, oh, he's got an Irish accent, so I don't like him. I do like him. If you watched my Raw review last week, I think this guy's excellent in the ring, and he's going to help the product without a doubt, but I don't like the accent. I just don't. I'm sorry, guys, but I thought Rollins did better on the mic in this segment than Balor. Obviously, like I said, I was really looking forward to seeing his character, and we saw a little bit of it tonight, and I wasn't a fan of the way it looks to be going, but it was one night. It was not a real long segment. I'm going to give it time, obviously, and regardless, he's a great wrestler. But I would like to see a little more than just a wrestler and the top guy in the company. So if that's what he ends up being, I want him to have a good personality, a good character. I want more than just wrestling. But after, again, some insults back and forth, Rollins, steps away and then goes to attack him. And I don't know if anyone else noticed this. If you didn't watch Raw, you should go and try to find this segment on YouTube and tell me if you agree. Him attempting to hit Balor, it looked really weak. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't focused like I should have been. I thought it looked really weak, and Balor ends up hitting the bicycle kick and hits him in the head, and Rollins goes out of the ring and is obviously pissed as he's going up the aisle. And this wasn't a bad segment. Neither guy is great on the mic, in my opinion. Both have a lot of room for improvement in that area. But regardless, this match is going to be awesome at SummerSlam. Just as far as the in-ring action, it's going to be really good. So, the segment served its purpose, so this was okay. Then we have Mark Henry taking on Rusev for the U.S. title. Two big guys. It's not my style of wrestling. And, I didn't honestly think it was too great of a match. There was a big commercial break during the middle of it, and it didn't get a whole lot of time. But Rusev wins by submission with the camel clutch. Really this match had nothing to do with anything. Rusev wins, and then, at least for me, to my surprise, Roman Reigns comes out. But before Roman Reigns comes out, Rusev's cutting a promo about how the only reason America does so good in the Olympics is because we rig it. And we keep guys from Bulgaria and Russia. We keep them out of competitions because we want the Americans to win. And then, like I said, Roman Reigns comes out. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. But then I thought about it and was like, Roman Reigns has, now that he lost, he's got to have, last week, he's got to have something to do at SummerSlam. So this is a way to give him something to do. He comes out, gets in Rusev's face. Rusev continues over and over to try to leave the ring. Reigns continues to stop him from progressing forward. And eventually, Rusev gets pissed, goes after him. Reigns ultimately Superman punches him. And Rusev goes up the aisle looking really upset. Not looking forward to the match between these two guys, to be honest. Again, Rusev not one of my favorite guys to watch in the ring. I think Reigns has improved a lot, but something I would say is, though, is Reigns going to be the U.S. champion? Because honestly, I would be all for that. And I think a lot of people would be. All these people that don't like Reigns, this is a way to get him out of the title picture for a while. And you'd think, I mean, I can't imagine Rusev beating, Roman Reigns. I can't imagine that. So if I'm to be correct, I think Roman Reigns is going to be the U.S. champ after SummerSlam. Unless they find some way to screw him, I think he wins the title at SummerSlam. And I honestly would not mind that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Roman Reigns as U.S. champ would be good? Because I think it could definitely... people say this all the time and it never happens, but maybe this could be a time where you could actually build up that mid-card title. Make it feel important. Whether people like Reigns or not, there's no denying that he's one of the top guys in the company as far as the way Vince and Stephanie and all these people view him. So, he's one of the poster boys of the company at this point. So if he's holding a mid-card title, that's got to do something good for the title, right? Then we have Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young, the former tag team, partners. I honestly thought Titus O'Neil was going to lose this match. Darren Young has been getting some build to him with Bob Backlund while Titus O'Neil's doing nothing. So I expected Darren Young to win the match, but he didn't. Titus O'Neil also wasn't a very good match. Again, not really much of a match at all. Titus O'Neil wins the match by pulling on the tights, holding him down. Nice little heel tactic that's been being used for a long time, but it's effective, and I liked it. Honestly, I just like the Titus wins because I'm a Titus fan, although it's pointless at this point to even be a fan of him, but Titus wins. Good for him, I guess. Then we have a Sheamus and Cesaro backstage segment. There, again, like all night, people are just exchanging insults. There was a ton of insults tonight, just segment after segment after segment. And so this one was no different. They had Foley and Stephanie were backstage with him too. Foley said Cesaro was drafted late because of questions about his shoulder, because as we know, Cesaro's been upset lately about being drafted so late, which was bullcrap. Cesaro's a stud. Being drafted that late was crap. Same with Owens, but... and they said, they're both saying that they think they deserve more than what they're being given right now. They believe that they should be in the title hunt, and the title picture, and they're not at this point. They're not even the mid-card title picture. But Foley says they're going to have a match night, and whoever wins is going to have a title shot sometime in the future. My question is, when's the future? Like a year from now? Next pay-per-view? Hopefully they don't just completely blow that off, because the match happens, one of the guys is going to win, and I'm not going to forget that that's what they said the match was for, so they better not completely blow that off. I don't think they will, but let's hope not. But I liked this concept. I thought it made the match more interesting. So this was something I enjoyed about tonight's show. I like when they throw these wrinkles into matches, things that you don't see every single night. I thought this was pretty good. The match overall I thought was decent. We've seen a lot of Cesaro-Sheamus matches, but I thought it was pretty good. Cesaro wins, which I expected Cesaro to win, to be honest. But he hit the neutralizer for the pin. We didn't get a swing tonight, which is something we all have, I would imagine, have come to expect. I have. But I like it when they don't use it, honestly, sometimes. Because I feel like you do it too much, it's overused, it's not exciting anymore, it's not special. So I thought maybe for a couple weeks to not use that would be a good thing. Then we had Nia Jax taking on, sorry if I get this name wrong, was it Ariel Monroe? I don't even know who the hell this is either. Nia Jax wins, though. Honestly, from what I've seen in her 2 little matches so far that she's had in Raw, both short matches, she's big, intimidating girl, and I'm interested really to... I said this on my Raw review last week. I'm interested to see what they do with her. She's not exactly the style wrestler I like, but you don't see too many women that size. So to see someone that size, it intrigues me. And again, like I said last week, I'm interested to see where they go with her. Hopefully it's sometime in my lifetime we get to actually see what they do with her. Hopefully they don't have jobber matches till the end of time. Let's do something here, guys, because I am interested, but I'm going to lose interest if we take too long. Then we have the New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. Obviously, Gallows and Anderson. Holy hell of Christ. Did you guys hear that? Sounded like someone got in an accident back. What the hell? Quiet down back there. Interrupting my damn video. Markers. But, yeah, so we had that match. Let me say, I've talked a lot tonight about matches not even being really matches. This was not even really a match. it lasted, a minute? The New Day wins. Big E gets the roll-up for the pin. And then Gallows and Anderson go ballistic and attack him. Xavier Woods was banned from ringside, but when his team members are getting attacked, he comes out to try to help them, but it's to no avail. The attack was actually pretty good. I thought it went on for a while. A lot of action outside the ring, thrown into the barricade, stuff like that. Really did a number on Big E inside the ring. And, I mean, I thought it served its purpose. Gallows and Anderson did lay a beat down on the New Day, so not too bad, in my opinion at least. Again, if you thought it was a good attack, let me know down in the comments. Then we had Heath Slater come out, again talking about how he should be signed, and Jinder Mahal joins him in the ring. This guy has not been in WWE for a while, random as hell, but I like Heath Slater, I don't like Jinder Mahal, but the same thing that happened on SmackDown, they're saying they deserve a contract. Mick Foley comes out, says that the two members of 2MB are going to have a match, and the winner's going to get a contract, and Slater's basically saying, you can't break up the 2MB, we're not fighting. And Jinder Mahal steps behind him, just like Ryan did last week, and then, kick him right in the face. 1, 2, 3, pins him. So Jinder Mahal's on Raw now. Does this matter? Okay, well, now we got another jobber on the show. Jesus. And what's going on with Heath Slater? Is he just going to keep doing this every week? I wanted Heath Slater to win the match. I mean, obviously I didn't expect him to, but I kind of like Heath Slater. I mean, if you're going to have these jobber matches, at least have a jobber that's funny. And Heath Slater is pretty funny. I like Heath Slater. But, whatever. So Jinder Mahal's back now. He's on Raw. And we have a Chris Jericho backstage segment. He's talking about Enzo Amore. I actually would like to see that as a feud because Jericho put on some good matches. And it would help Enzo get a win because obviously Jericho would job to him. So I'd be interested in that. But obviously, Enzo says how he would have, kicked his ass if it wasn't for Big Cass coming out to protect him. Well, he did kick his ass, but he says that if Big Cass wouldn't have come out, it would have been worse. Big Cass comes out. He says that basically Enzo's only the guy he is because he has a guy like Big Cass to protect him. And then Byron Saxton asks him, or it's not Byron Saxton, I don't know the interviewer's name to be honest with you, but he asks, or tells Jericho that he doesn't have anyone to protect his back, and if he does, who is it? And Kevin Owens walks up, says, I got Jericho's back. So it looks like, I was talking on Raw last week, my Raw review last week, about what were they going to do with Enzo and Cass at SummerSlam. Well, it looks like we got the answer here tonight. Looks like we're going to have Enzo and Cass versus Owens and Jericho at SummerSlam. And although it kind of feels random and it doesn't feel like it's just a match. It's not really, there's no stakes to it. But it should be a good match. I mean, that's 4 good in-ring workers, so I am somewhat looking forward to it. Let's see how the build is the next, 2-3 weeks, see how it goes. But this match should be good no matter how the build is. And then we have Seth Rollins taking on Sami Zayn. This match was actually pretty good. I mean, I shouldn't even say actually. Everyone should expect that match to be good. Both so good in the ring. Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, 3 of the best workers in the company. Obviously, Seth Rollins was going to win. You knew that. But Sami Zayn really did control much of the match, which I thought was good. Because you knew he was going to lose, so having him get dominated throughout the match would have sucked. He hit the Blue Thunder Bomb. That move is absolutely sick. I love that move by Sami Zayn. And Rollins, of course, makes it look great, too, because he's so good at selling. This match was good. It didn't get a whole lot of time. And I wish it would have got more. The same thing, actually, with that Cesaro-Sheamus match. I wish that match would have got a little more time than it did. But we had to have all these stupid segments early in the night. So these matches that could have been even better if they had given them more time didn't get the time they deserved because we had to have those stupid segments earlier. I just don't understand that. But so, like I said, this match was good, but could have been better if they had given them more time. And hopefully there's a feud between these two down the road somewhere because they could put on some really damn good matches. And then after that, you have your final segment. You have Paul Heyman coming out. He introduces Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman talks for 5 minutes. He's still talking about The Undertaker. Says we need to all get over him breaking the streak. Paul Heyman's great on the mic. And anytime he's on my television, I'm intrigued. The guy's funny. And, Brock Lesnar, I always find it awkward when Heyman's standing out. Heyman's just kind of, standing there next to him, standing there like this, guys. This is what he does. He just stands there next to him and just goes. That's all he does. He stands there like a tar, going like this. I mean, I know Lesnar's not, a great talker by any means, but can we have him do something other than just stand there and hop up and down? Has anybody else noticed that? My God, it looks retarded. Holy shit, my chair almost tipped. But I'm used to it, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining. But Heyman, again, great on the mic. He says, basically, he leads it into the Orton match, and he says that, people want to say that all Orton has to do is hit one RKO on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That he is one RKO away from beating Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Well, he says at SummerSlam, Randy Orton is not going to hit an RKO. And then I'm like laying on the couch, my head down, I'm comfy as hell. It's a 3-hour show. I'm, getting tired. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, Randy Orton comes in and RKOs Brock Lesnar out of nowhere. I thought it was pretty cool. And again, I wasn't expecting that. They swerved me. I mean, maybe you guys were and I'm just an idiot. But I was not expecting it. It looked like a sick RKO. Lesnar sold it well. What's their face? Stephanie and Mick Foley come running down. Refs come down. Orton runs through the crowd. This was supposed to be because he's a SmackDown superstar. He's not supposed to be on Raw. That was the reason I'm assuming that they were chasing him out of the building. Orton goes up to the, up where the, at the top where the crowd is. And it's kind of cool, he's standing there looking down at Lesnar and the fans are touching him. I thought it was cool that there was no security. That they were, Orton was comfortable with the fans touching on him, taking pictures. I like that. Orton, I went to a house show a few years back and Orton was being very charismatic during the match, showing a lot more charisma than I felt like he had most of his career. I thought that was pretty cool. So I did like this ending, just because I wasn't expecting Orton to do that. I expected it at some point before SummerSlam, but I didn't expect it tonight. So it took me a bit by surprise. Maybe it was because I was I was getting ready to fall half asleep, but I thought that was pretty good. So overall, you had the Rollins-Zayn match was good. The opening segment was decent. I like the Enzo-Sasha relationship. I would love to see them be together. Although maybe this was a one-night thing. Hopefully not, but it might have been. The Cesaro-Sheamus, the match stipulation was pretty cool. Hopefully they follow up with it. That match was decent, but should have had more time. And like I said, the ending surprised me. But overall, this night had a lot of goofy shit. And it was a major letdown compared to what happened last week, in my opinion. But all in all, I'll remember this Raw. I won't remember this Raw. But if I had to remember this Raw, it would be for a ton of insults, because segment after segment after segment, there was a lot of insults. But so, not a great show. I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it 3 out of 10. I gave last week's an 8. I really thought it was good. Thought they took a step back tonight. The show not having those 2 Fatal 4-Way matches really hurt, because that took up a lot of the show and eliminated some of the goofy segments that we got tonight. But guys, me personally, on YouTube, I like to watch watch a lot of people, fucking mosquito, watch a lot of people that talk about the WWE on YouTube, and a lot of people bash it to the extent that I can't even watch their videos, because I try to keep an open mind and a positive view towards the product, and some of these people just, I feel like, come on here completely and totally to bash the product. And I get turned off by those people. And anyone that's viewing me for the first time tonight, if there is anyone that's doing that, I don't want you to see me as someone that's just on here to bash the WWE, because I'm not. I want the show to be good. I want to come here on these reviews and be happy and funny and, say it was a great show like last week. But tonight's wasn't, and I'm not going to lie. It was not good. And I felt like, wow, that 3 hours seemed a lot tougher to sit through this week than it did last week. And let's hope and pray that next week is better. But I just wanted to get that point out there, that I'm not somebody that's going to sit here and bash the shows every week. If the shows are good, I'll make sure, in my opinion, if the shows are good, I'm going to make sure that everyone knows that that's what I thought. But yeah, it just wasn't good tonight, guys. So I gave it a 3 out of 10, and I'll be back tomorrow night or Wednesday morning for my SmackDown review. Thanks for checking in for the video, guys. And if you're catching the video for the first time and you liked it, and you have friends that like wrestling or sports, I'm also doing sports reviews, so if you want to check those out, go ahead. But yeah, if anyone wants to tell their friends about the channel, that'd be great, and it would be much appreciated. So thanks for checking in, guys. I'm out.
Oh, look, I'm Brock Lesnar.